Into it.
The ideas and content expressed in this podcast are our own and do not reflect the views or opinions of anybody else. Suck it.
I thought you were gonna sing it. You sounded like you were gonna start singing
I
it.
thought about it for a second. The ideas.
I literally thought you were gonna start singing that. And I was like, you know, he's joked about that before. He's gonna freaking do it this
Oh my
time.
God, I'm pretty sure I shouldn't say suck it on this podcast.
Who cares? It's fine. It's fine.
Let's talk about the importance of understanding how not to get ripped off.
Oh, let's do it because let me tell you. So it is so easy. I hate to say, but I feel like it is so easy for trade partners to rip off a construction manager that's not educated on materials and estimating and that sort of thing.
Right.
I give you a great example. For years I would have framers come to me and they'd say, I need 500 2x4s. And I'd say, oh, you need 500 2x4s. What do you need those for? Oh, I gotta
Punch out.
I gotta punch out, I gotta build some bulkheads, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I'd say, you need 500 2x4s? No problem. And I'd order 200.
Right.
And they'd show up and they'd use them and all the work would get done. And I'd be like,
Yeah. For the record, I did that with every framer I ever worked with since the beginning of time.
Well, I see
I
it,
give you like 40% of what you've asked for, and it always works
and
out.
it always works out. It's a miracle. Well, I can tell you, dude, I have, you know, you and I both have to approve material requests.
Right.
And, you know, some of these requests are just absurd. And I'm like,
Like for what they're for.
for what they're for, it'd be like, you know, build bulkhead in basement,
Right.
6,000 2x4s. I'm like, what?
I need 42-foot eye joists, please.
So, you know, I recently grabbed a couple of CMs and I was like, look, I see this request for all this material. Do you know if this is accurate? And you're like, well, that's what the framer asked for. And I said, do you know that the framer knows how to do this, or if they're just
Right.
guessing? And they're like, well,
Yeah, and
I mean,
there's punch-out lumber in your package.
right.
So why does he need that?
Why
Do you
does he
have
need that?
500 bowed studs I don't know about? Because
Yeah,
I'd like to
right.
see that house.
I would like to get some credit for that. But here's the thing, so I was like, look, and I pulled out the plans and a scale, and I'm like, check this out, guys. And we scaled out this bulkhead. And, you know, and we needed probably,
Amazing show. I agree. Listen to it. Going from site to site as often as I can. Really good tactics and advice. Day-to-day construction management, whether commercial or residential. Thoroughly enjoy listening to this podcast.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's freaking awesome.
it is freaking awesome.
All right, so what I was saying about,
Please tell me.
because here's what happens, right? So you get a package in to build a house or whatever your project is. You know, you've got a couple different ones going. Framer comes through and says, hey, I need some 2x4s. You're like, well, you know, I just got this package. I'm just gonna grab the 2x4s from there, or the 2x6s or whatever, plywood or whatever. You take it from that predetermined amount of lumber, you take it over here. Then you go to start building this one,
Mhm.
and you're like, hey, I need these, I need that material back. Oh, crap, okay. Remember how much did you take? Well, I don't know, 100 of this, 200 of that, whatever. Okay, you know what? I got another package coming. I just grab it from that. So then you go and take it from that and move that over there, and then all of a sudden you start doing this and you don't know where your lumber is being used. You don't know what's extra, what you need to order. It just becomes a nightmare.
And then there's also the age-old, like, oh, I need, 2 or 3 8-foot 2x4s. So let's cut this 24-footer
Oh.
3 times. And you're like, no, dude, that was supposed to be used for the one place you need a long 2x.
Yeah. No, I want to take this 10-foot
I'm
2x4
pretty sure a
and cut it down to 8.
24-foot 2x4 would be bent like a pickle by the time you were trying to install it.
Yeah, I was wondering.
You know
about
what I
that.
mean.
I was like, where do you get that? You know, although I will tell you, when I took a tour of Blueprint Robotics,
Mhm.
the lumber that they use in there, it's the nicest material ever. It's like furniture.
It's
grade.
all indoor, right?
Yeah, it's all climate
There
controlled.
you go.
But the lumber they use is like,
Super great.
it's amazing. It's
It
amazing.
doesn't blow up till you get it out on the job.
Well, they were freaking dovetailing
Right?
window
Oh my
frames
God.
and stuff.
It's so ridiculous.
Anyway, that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. So lumber is important, but here's the other thing that really kills me is dirt. You know, excavating, hauling dirt, bringing dirt in, hauling dirt out,
Mhm.
that is the most expensive way.
Dirt
to-
is definitely by far the biggest money
Dude,
waster.
Thousands and thousands. So here's the thing. So for years I didn't know. I was too busy, I guess, working on houses to really figure out dirt until I started getting hammered on it.
Right. Right.
by my managers
Right.
through the years. And they're like, well, what's this $10,000 bill for dirt? And I'm like, oh, we had to haul it. And they're like, well, how much did you take out? And I'm like, a bunch.
It was like 7 or 8 days straight.
It was like, a lot,
Right.
big pile. And, I used to get hammered. They're like, well, how many loads? I'm
Yeah.
like, 4.
Right.
And they're like, how many tons in a load?
I've been down that road. And you know what's another MO
What's
from
that?
the excavators? Because they're not dumb about moving
Oh,
dirt.
no.
Another MO is, even though they're supposed to give you their bills each week,
Mm-hmm. Oh, they don't, yeah.
they make the agreement, they start things rolling, things seem to be moving fine, and then all of a sudden, next month, you get a whole month worth of bills.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's hard to, like, you can look at most things once it's done and be like, quantify it, right?
Yeah.
How many studs did you need down here? Well, bullshit, you needed 200, I just counted 75.
Yeah.
But not dirt, buddy.
Not dirt, man.
Dirt's just the ground now.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless there's a drastic color difference, it's tough to argue.
Well, that's the thing. So, and it's really important. If you're the construction manager, so listen, you can sit there and you can calculate loads of dirt, that sort of thing. And I'm actually going to put, so on the last podcast, we talked about the blog that we started for buildertactics.com. I'm actually going to put how to calculate, studs in a wall, how to look at a plot plan to calculate the dirt,
Mhm.
so that our listeners can have that knowledge. They just have to go to the website,
Sure.
go to the blog, and look at it. We're not going to talk about it, on this podcast because, I don't know how you would do that because
It's so hard to just
we're talking.
explain.
Yeah,
what
we're listening. Anyway,
Look at
but you can go to the website. You can get the actual calculations for lumber, for calculating dirt, that sort of thing. Where was I going with that? So.
You were saying that I'm handsome and
Oh, you're so
really
smart.
smart.
So this is on video, so people know I've been lying.
It's the second time I used a handsome joke today.
Anyway, you gotta be really vigilant with your excavators. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good people, and it's expensive. Those machines are expensive. Fuel is
Oh.
expensive. Transporting the machines to and from your job site is expensive. So I'm not
Sure.
taking anything away from the guys, but if you're responsible for those dollars, as construction managers, superintendents are, you need to make sure if they say that they were there and they worked for 8 hours, that means they were working for 8 hours.
And let's not joke about it. Like, if you were actually investing your own money, you probably wouldn't be building 30 houses at the same time, because
Right.
it would be you'd be much tighter. And there's lots of other groups that are here. But here, another problem that I see: you can't see your company making an expensive choice, and then maybe in their contract they decide to sign you up for something that you know is going to cost a bunch of money, and then you just let it happen. Like, for instance, dirt is a great example. Like, hey, we're going to haul some dirt in here. This guy's got a contract. We're just going to have it, sent over to you, and you're just going to sign for these tickets. When you start seeing those tickets, they don't start making sense. But you don't just sign for them and let it happen.
No kidding.
You got to wave that red flag and say, hey, look, I feel like this is not right here.
Yeah.
If you see something that doesn't feel right, I give the erosion control example a bunch here, talking to CMs here lately. Look, we're inspected by multiple entities to make sure we're not polluting.
Mhm.
Some of those inspections are very stringent, very super focused, add stone to construction entrances, one that we see all the time.
All the
right?
time.
And you're talking about something that we have already contracted to do: a small construction entrance prior to excavation, then a connection to the house with the rest
Yep.
of the driveway with stone afterward, number 2s. And then we might, you get mud in that, it starts to settle, you get trucks driving over it, you might have to freshen up that entrance. Boy, it doesn't mean drop $850 worth of stone in every driveway.
Well,
that
not-
needs to be worked on. That's crazy talk.
Well, not only that, ask for the freaking tickets.
Right.
I get these invoices sometimes, and it'll be like 12 loads of stone or 12 tons of stone or whatever. I'm like, where's the ticket for this?
Right.
So
Did you put 1 ton or 12? Tell me the truth.
I got I heard a story. I think you were there when the guy was telling us this story where he said he actually kept all the stone tickets. He asked for all of
Mhm.
them, and then the contractor was like, "Hey, you owe me, however, $20,000," and he was like, "Do I?" And he pulled all the tickets out and was like, "No, you owe me money because you're not putting enough stone in the foundation." Were you there for that?
Mm.
All right. So, moral of the story is, this superintendent was super diligent, because he said, how much stone do you put in each foundation? And the guy said, I put, whatever,
X amount of, yeah.
X amount of stone. He goes, okay, but he had all the stone receipts, all the tickets from the drivers. And he said, okay, let's see. And he looked at it all and he goes, you have been shortchanging me, you owe me money. And the contractor was like, oh,
You know what, never mind about those
let's
tickets.
call this a wash. But the superintendent was able to say, you have been,
Right.
buying stone, giving it to other jobs, and now you're trying to charge me for it.
Right.
And the guy was like, my bad, and that was the end of it. So, but it was only because he was so
Diligent.
diligent about it that he knew. I would tell you, 99% of the stands would be like, okay.
Most complacency is the biggest killer.
Dude, it's a
Face it.
killer.
You have to. If you're the guy who just lets it happen, then you're a failure.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be on it, and you know what? You can't be on everything all the time. I recognize that. You have to do it like in cycles, right?
Mhm.
Ebbs and flows. You might be super on your excavator one month, and then
Yeah.
the next month you focus on your framing, and then you do your roofing takeoffs, or you tighten up the things that you see. If you ask your boss, hey, where are we spending money? Where are we spending more money than you think we should? They'll tell you.
Oh my
Because
God,
they
yeah.
know right now. If they haven't been saying it all week, they're probably not that good of a boss.
Right? But that's the thing though, as long as if you're diligent, the trades will keep themselves honest, because they'll know that you're not gonna put up with it. You'll be in the top 10% of CMs, or, superintendents or whatever, in the world, and they'll know.
And nobody sets up a business around not making money.
No.
Nobody sets. If they set up a business and they think, well, I'm going to break even on all this, but don't worry, I'll gouge them a bunch of times this year, then they're not going to be successful. And you certainly shouldn't let that happen. But I don't think that that's ever the case. I think that when they set up contracts, they're setting it up to be profitable.
Yeah.
You just have to manage it, make sure that it's not an overage.
I don't know, man, sometimes I feel like there are contractors that are set up that way.
Like to
They're
break
like-
even, like
And then just gouge on everything else, on
Yeah,
extras.
that's kind of unfair.
That's cynical.
Probably it's a little cynical.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like in the past I've seen contractors set up contracts that maybe they should have been more diligent about,
Oh, for
and they don't really have a choice but to nickel and dime over things here and there, and you end up having to going and split hairs trying to figure out what's what.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, I feel like when you're setting up contracts, if you're the one who's doing the contracting, you should honestly, I always say that, are you making money here? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to tell me all the details, but I want to make sure that you're pulling a profit margin so that you can do this for the long haul. I don't want you to get 10 houses in and be like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
and that's, that happens from time to
Oh
time.
my
I
God,
got
sure
a guy
does.
right now on the job site that's like, look, man, we signed this thing up, but our business has changed a bit, and I'm buying my things from different places now, and I'm not sure that this is something that's going to keep me solvent. And it's like, dude, if that's the case,
Yeah.
I'm not, no harm, no foul. If you get a better scenario, come back to me. But I don't want you to lose money, because
Yeah.
then you are going to be looking to stick me somewhere where you can, and or not showing up one day. Another
Yeah,
thing
dude.
that I see is companies that run on that shoestring budget, ending up, like we say, robbing Peter to pay Paul.
That's a lot of
Like,
companies though,
trying
man.
to get your money for this house so
Mhm.
that they can go buy the material for the next house. I've seen that a number
Oh,
of
dude,
times.
that's small business 101 though. You see that all the time. And companies go out of business all the time for doing that.
Yeah,
I tried to buy a foreclosure a while ago from I guess an architect that was building houses, and he was doing that. He was paying for one project with the last, and just caught up to him.
yeah,
And,
wouldn't make any money. Eventually, he needed money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then he died of a heart attack, and his house sat there for 2 years, and I tried to buy it. But I went into the basement. This has got nothing to do with what we're
I
talking
like
about.
it. I like to digress.
But it's this beautiful, limestone fireplace.
Ooh.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I'm like, I'm checking it out. I go down to the basement and I found two things. A couple of tombstones. Kind of freaked me out a little
Interesting.
bit. Yeah.
In the house?
In the house. So the first part of the house is like
Old tombstones?
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can't move on yet.
sorry,
Old tombstones
so
that have
part-
been taken out of a grave somewhere.
I never showed you pictures of this house.
Dude, no.
I got pictures. So the first part of the house is like 200 years old, and then he built like a huge addition on it. So I go down to the basement, and I'm walking through the new addition, and then there's this like a concrete opening. I'm like, what's under here? I go in there, and that's all like log framing.
Okay.
Like some of the logs still have the bark on them.
Right.
It's crazy.
So cool.
There's tombstones in there from the kids that had lived in the house at one point.
Like
Kind of
they
a
were-
deal breaker. Because they were in the house.
The kids were?
No. But, so anyway, so I go over to this fireplace.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm picturing like a crawl space with a couple of dead bodies buried.
It was like 5 feet tall. It wasn't quite a crawl space, it was a little taller than that, but I've got pictures, I'll show you. So I go to over where this fireplace is, because there was some water damage on the floor. And
I have so many questions.
there were these trusses that, or joists that went by, and I reached up just to squeeze one to make sure they were solid. Chunk of it came off of my hand. And I was like, it's time to get the hell out of here. So ran past the tombstones and I says, I still tried to buy the house, man, but I couldn't get the guy to come off the, they were asking too much. And I was like, the house is gonna fall down. And it was like, anyway.
So wait a minute, these tombstones were in there loose?
Yeah, they
Like
found
leaned up
them.
against the wall?
So when they did the excavation for the new part of the house, they found them, they excavated them up, and then put them in the basement. Yeah, dude. I reached out to all the trades that worked on this thing. A lot of them were upside down. They're like, hey, you can buy that house, have a lien on it. And like, it was a nightmare. But anyway, they were like, oh, you saw the tombstones, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit creepy.
Yeah, it's 3 tombstones.
You know, for resale purposes, you should probably get rid of those.
Just saying. Didn't have a kitchen. It was
wow.
kind of crazy. I'll show you the pictures. It was kind of a crazy
Okay.
house.
And
Remember Matt Wilcox?
yeah,
Dude, I showed him pictures. He was like, "You're insane. Don't buy this house." And I was like, "I love it." He's like, "You're crazy."
he's right.
He was right. No, he was right.
I
It's
kind of miss Matt.
I do too.
Yeah.
Matt, if you're listening, I miss
I
you.
hope you're doing well, buddy. Isn't he at
Anyway,
like Harvard
he's
getting?
at Harvard. I don't miss him anymore.
He's at Harvard getting his master's.
Yeah, good for him.
Nerd.
Super smart guy.
I'm so jealous.
Me too. Anyway, we're talking about material.
Okay.
How was that? So anyway, so dirt framing. There's super expensive ways to spend money.
Mhm.
But here's the thing: you really got to be versed in all forms of takeoffs. How to estimate. You need to know how your trades are estimating the materials, because then you'll know. So especially as you move up or whatever, they're submitting bids. You can look at it, do the math yourself, and say, hey, this guy spent a bid. He's 4 squares short on his shingles or plywood or drywall or whatever. Or hey, you know what? This guy's way overestimating the material. You can go back to him and say, hey man, you need to sharpen your pencil on this bid because you're way over by my estimations on this material. But if you never take the time to learn how to estimate material, you'll never be able to do it. And you'll be ripped off left and right.
That's true.
Or the flip side of that, your trades are gonna come up short, and they're gonna come in, they're gonna say, hey, I know, I said it would take me $100 to build this, whatever, put the roof on, I was wrong, it's gonna take me $200, and then your budget's blown. So
It's true.
your profit margin starts to shrink. So,
It's true.
anyway, it's just it's something I don't see a whole lot of superintendents doing, and they really, really need to.
Yeah, so before we cut this short,
Mm-hmm.
which I think we probably have to here soon,
Mhm.
I'd like to talk about Chance McFly. He is the last review that you got,
Oh,
that we got
oh.
here, and he said some really good stuff, and
What's
I
his-
just want to touch on one thing that he said.
Wait, what's his name again?
His name is Chance.
Hi, Chance.
His name is his like handle here is Chance McFly, and I don't know if that's
Does that
a
sound like a
play
super
on
dork?
back-
I'm like, hi, Chance. Hey, buddy.
I don't know if it's like a Back to the Future. If it is, I like it. But one of the things that he said here is really important. It says, "P.S. Is there a way you can make the audio louder?
Oh
And
man, I know
and-
what he said.
And
I know
lower
what
the
he said.
volume on your intro music.
No.
Blows my ears out every time the podcast begins and ends." Chance,
Plan for
I feel the same way that you do because Damien is trying to hurt us.
Yes.
He wants you to if you start to lull off to sleep, he wants you to be shocked back. into
Yes.
it. Yes.
Start listening again. You need to anticipate that. You need to plan for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Or you could just turn the volume down
Yeah.
when you put it in there.
I'm working on it. Chance McFly. I'm working on it.
Chance, sorry about that, buddy. I mean, but he obviously read all the good stuff in your review here.
I actually read that one too, and I thought, yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta fix that.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm not.
We'll get it by the 60th podcast.
Yeah.
You should have it worked
I'm
out.
not an audio visual guy.
Yeah, well, I know.
I think it's obvious. I taped this freaking logo to the wall with electrical tape.
Guys, we're just a couple of construction heads.
Guys, we're just trying to get this done. For Christ's sakes. Anyway, but we do have some good people working with us. So if you go to buildertactics.com, you'll see the website was done by someone else. It looks great. Blogs on there. I will upload all the formulas to estimate lumber, dirt, squares of shingles, drywall, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna put on there. as well as some handy links to websites that will help with estimating. There's tons and tons of software programs out there for estimating. Anyway, other than that, man, I think that's a wrap for this one.
Yeah, I think the other before we wrap it, there's another person on here, and I don't know if this is a man or a woman, but a PM in Los Angeles doing
Awesome.
tenant improvement in high rises.
Oh, I read this one too.
Said they want us to contact them for an interview. I'd like to do that, please.
How do we contact them?
I don't know. You're gonna have to get a hold of us at info at Construction Management Podcast.
No, Builder Tactics.
Oh,
Builder
yeah,
Tactics.
Builder Tactics.
That's yesterday.
Oh my god.
Go to buildertactics.com, shoot us an email.
Sweet.
Send us your resume. Buy the manual, and we'll review your resume. Send it back to you.
And
There's
we'll
still
call you.
time.
We'll call you and we'll interview you. And literally, if anybody wants to call us and talk to us, I think we're totally open to just
Absolutely.
calling and shooting a breeze.
I think I mentioned last time, I've already done 2 mock interviews with two people that
Nice.
have reached out and said, hey, can you help me out with this? I'm like, absolutely.
Sure.
Ain't nothing else to do.
Yeah. So I'm doing the home and home at the same time.
It's not like I'm, raising 3 kids and married and working
Yeah,
on
your
the
kids are getting
podcast.
whipped away by a tornado. It's no big deal.
Oh, that's right. Forgot. It is Halloween. Yeah,
All right,
there we go.
folks.
All right, thanks for supporting the show. We absolutely love it. We love the reviews. We are actually on 16 different platforms. I don't know if I showed you that.
No.
Yeah, a ton of different platforms. So there's no excuse to not listen. We're everywhere. Everywhere. Anyway, we love the support. Keep listening. We'll keep doing it. Go to buildertactics.com. Check out the website. Shoot us an email.
Right.
All right, that's
Yeah,
it.
just be careful when music is about to start.